There are three things that have to be solved in order to create justice and peace in the Middle East. The first is a just solution to the refugee problem. The second, and these are in no order. The second is equal rights for all within historic Palestine, and the third is an end to the occupation. And all of them are based on international law, so there should be no argument here. These are all laws which Israel has signed and ratified, and so presumably they agree with them. So once again, what has to happen for peace? A just solution to the refugee problem, equal rights for all citizens, and an end to the occupation. And once again, all of these are based on international law. I want you to imagine that you are an Israeli leader, and anytime you squeak, the U.S. is going to give you another $1 billion in military aid. And anytime you make a noise, the U.S. is going to veto another UN resolution. And anytime you come to the U.S. and address the Congress, Congress is going to give you 29 standing ovations. Is there going to be any incentive for you to make a change in your policies? It's never up to the government. It's up to us. It's up to people in the grassroots. And the way we're doing this is by following the Palestinian call for boycott, divestment, and sanctions. Palestinians came out with a call in 2005 asking for international solidarity to impose boycotts, divest from, and sanction Israel until Israel complies with international law. Now, I know Joy is interested in the boycotting of products, and I encourage that. I encourage targets. But I'm here today to talk about the D of BDS, the divestment. In Minnesota invests in Israel bonds. Minnesota is this is our pension funds for state employees. We have about $23 million in Israel bonds. That changes, and I don't know what the current. The money is deposited into the general treasury, and it funds infrastructure projects in the West Bank. Projects like the separation wall. Some people call it separation wall. It's actually the annexation wall. It is the wall that is allowing Israel to annex Palestinian property to prevent Palestinians from getting access to their land, their water wells, etc. It funds Israeli settlements and their infrastructure, electricity projects, water projects, and road projects. And somebody before was asking me about the bypass roads. You can see on the top, the road, that road is for Israelis only. Underneath, I'm going to point it here, but underneath is a tunnel that was built for Palestinians. Palestinians are not allowed to drive or to be on the road at all, on the Israeli road. And so these are the projects that your tax money is going to fund. Minnesota Break the Bonds campaign was started in about 2006 to get Minnesota money out of these illegal and immoral investments. We have three, I was going to say parallel strategies, but they're not parallel, they're intersecting strategies. First is legislative. We've all talked to many of our legislators, and we're encouraging people all over to contact their legislators and talk about this issue with them, and talk about trying to get them to co-sponsor a bill to divest. We also have SBI pressure. SBI stands for the State Board of Investment. They're the ones that decide on which investments to make. And I don't know how many of you are aware that we filed a lawsuit. We, along with 27 other co-plaintiffs, filed a lawsuit against the State Board of Investment to divest from Israel bonds. It's not only illegal according to international law, but it also violates our own state statutes. Overall, we have this goal, or this strategy of education. This presentation is part of that strategy. We're trying to get as many people all over Minnesota to be excited about this issue, and to talk to their legislators, to talk to their neighbors, their church members, to spread the word. Because for years, for more than 60 years, Israel has had the only side of the conversation. They have dominated the conversation, and they've been the ones to talk about. We need to get the word out and to teach people about what is actually going on there. The goal is to divest for justice. And that's the last slide, and you're thinking of the State Board of Investment is made of the governor, the Secretary of State, the Attorney General, and the auditor, the state auditor. Right.
Shouldn't we be writing to them?
Absolutely, yeah.
It would be a powerful committee, I would think. Probably be.
I think it would be great if there was a big letter writing campaign from all over the state, and everybody let them know that there's this concern.
Yeah, we probably need some petitions.
There is a petition on our website. I don't know how. I haven't looked at it in a long time. We could reactivate it.
Well, let's reactivate it.
Yeah.
You mentioned the 29 standing ovations that Netanyahu received in our Congress.
Yeah.
Do you think there is a common Jewish vote that would automatically, if people didn't applaud Netanyahu, that they would be put on a blacklist? And is there that much power?
Friedman, who's the New York Times columnist, he said those 29 standing ovations were bought and paid for by the Israel lobby. It's important to know, to differentiate between the Israel lobby and Jews, but the Israel lobby itself is extremely powerful, and the power of that lobby is not just in Congress, it's not just in the executive branch, it filters down to our state legislators and even city councils. So it's extremely strong. It's had, like I said before, Israel has dominated the conversation, and it's through organizations like the AIPAC, American Israel Public Affairs Committee, the ADL, Anti-Defamation League, etc. They've dominated.
Can you say a word about the role of the Christian fundamentalists and how they're playing into this?
Right. There are more non-Jewish Zionists in the world than there are Jews, of all kinds. And people like Hagee and Pat Robertson are they're very powerful and very fundamentalist and very pro-Israel. It astounds me. This is a philosophy that is so anti-Semitic to me, anti-Jewish. I mean, this is